The Thanksgiving play is on Broadway this spring. It's a new comedy satire from Native American playwright Larissa FastHorse. And in fact, she's now the first Native American female to have a play produced on Broadway. I sat down with one of the stars of the Thanksgiving play, Scott Foley. Okay, you got some things going on. Back on Broadway.
Back on Broadway.
Different way back on Broadway.
Yeah.
How's it feeling?
It feels good. You know, my first Broadway experience, and my last Broadway experience was 20 years ago with the Violet Hour, which was a great experience for me. I met my wife doing that show.
Yes.
We now have 3 kids. This is a different kind of play for me. It's a crazy show, I have to say. I can be very honest here, whether you like it or not. When I first read the script, I hated it.
Okay, it's okay.
Hated it.
Thank goodness for honesty.
And my agent said, read it again, maybe you'll like it more.
Okay.
And I gave it to my wife, and she read it and came downstairs, and she said, it's the funniest thing I've ever read.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And that's what I said. I said, oh, wow, really?
Yeah.
And so I read it again with, tried to have a new perspective on it.
Yeah.
And look, the play is about 4 well-intentioned people trying to devise a historically accurate Thanksgiving play for elementary school kids. And it's a difficult task in this climate, and that's sort of what they're wrestling with.
Do you think you're worried because you just weren't sure how people would react to it? Or do you think it was just like, is this going to be okay?
Well, I was worried because the climate we live in, you have to listen a lot and keep your mouth closed a lot. And this play is about characters who feel that they've listened a lot and done the work and don't keep their mouths closed.
Sure.
And it's scary.
Yeah.
And I was scared by it.
Yeah, scared that becomes you. People think that's you.
People think that's me. People, is what the play is saying okay to say? Can we do that? Is the character I'm playing a bad guy for trying to do the right thing, even though he might not be doing the right thing or might not be doing things the right way? I don't know. These are questions I don't have answers to. I don't know if anyone has answers to, but I'm willing to give it a shot. The more I understand the idea and the feeling behind it, and the more I accept it. There were times, if I'm still being honest with you, where I called my wife and said, I don't know if I'm going to come back tomorrow. You know, our playwright, Larissa FastHorse, will be the first female Native American to have a play produced on Broadway, which is very important and a big deal. So I have to put a semblance of trust in her expertise when it comes to the topic and the history of, but I don't know. I don't know. It's
admirable, though, that you can be so honest with yourself about that and be so honest with everybody about it, because I'm sure that people are going to sit there and there are going to be moments that the audience is equally uncomfortable and not sure how to react.
Yeah, there are some extremely uncomfortable moments, and the play ends in such a way that, as an actor, when the play's done, everyone claps and stands, and I'm not sure that's going to happen here.
Oh, no. Okay.
Yeah, so we'll see.
I respect that, though, because that's not the easy way out.
No, man, it's not the easy way out.
That's not the easy way out, and you're experienced enough, gravitas enough to be able to take the easy way out if you want to. You could go find a sitcom. You could go find another. You could take the easy way out.
Yeah. I could take the way out that pays my bills instead of doing Broadway.
Sure.
But you're right, and I think there's an honor or a respectability to facing your fears and giving it a shot, and I hope that what I'm doing is somewhat honorable. We'll see.
Do you think you've learned a lot about yourself in this?
I do think I've learned a lot about myself in this, and maybe not in the way I expected, but I've learned that I am more sensitive to a lot of the things that people say than I like to think I am. And I've learned that it's okay to not know. For me, there's always been an embarrassment somewhat, and maybe that's not the way it should be, in saying, like, I don't know, I don't understand that. I don't know, I feel like I need to know everything. I'm a dad, I like to fix things and solve problems, and that's what I feel I do. And when there's something that I don't understand or don't know, it can make me feel uncomfortable, but I'm learning to live with that discomfort and hopefully putting that into this play.
Broadway, something in your gut that always makes you come back, I guess?
Yeah.
What is it? What is it? Is it the live audience?
It is 12-year-old Scott Foley having a tape recorder in my room, and I recorded the song on Broadway, I always wanted to be an actor, and I would sit there for hours and play it again and again and again and again and again, and it's been a dream of mine. Most of us started out in the theater doing high school or community theater, and Broadway is the pinnacle of that, and to be so fortunate to find my way back here, I'll do it forever. I mean, I'll have to sell my house, but I'll do it forever.
What do you want to do outside of Broadway? Do you want to go back to TV? Do people still run, scream at you down the street? Scandal's never going to go away.
No one screams at me
Never
anymore.
Gonna go.
I'm really fortunate that I've had the career that I've had up to this point, and I'm open. I'm currently on hiatus from a show called The Girls on the Bus, which is an HBO Max show coming out in May, and I play a presidential candidate. But I love television. It's how I make my living. If theater's my first love, television is my second wife. It's my favorite thing in the world.
We also talked to the rest of the stars of the Thanksgiving play, plus their history-making playwright.
I often say it's kind of happy, sad, right? That I am the first Native American female, and that it's been, like 80 years since we've had the last Native American written play on Broadway that we know of. I also say that we have to assume there have been others, but for various reasons, for fear, for separation from their people or whatever, they didn't recognize themselves as Native American and identify in that way. So I assume there have been others before me, but I'm really embracing the happiness with being here, that we do have a Native American written play by a woman on Broadway. I think it's exciting, and I hope it will not be another 80 years before we have the next one.
For those who don't know what they're getting into, the Thanksgiving play is hilarious. Like, it's just drop dead funny. And I have been peeing myself in the rehearsal room, sadly, almost literally.
It's the type of script where you're like laughing, and then you're kind of like, oh no, why am I laughing? And then you sort of stop laughing, and then that makes you laugh again. It's like, it's one of those. It's not just a straight comedy, even though it is so funny. There's so much more going on. There's like 1 million layers.
I just think it's a very funny way to bring up the topics that are difficult to talk about. To my great privilege, I get to spend every day with Larissa FastHorse, and I get to ask sensitive questions and questions that I don't know the answer to. And, I get to risk being wrong with someone who knows the answer.
It's really important to me that the audience has fun and laughs. But it is a satire. I always say, it's about performative wokeness. It's about people trying so hard to do what's right that they do everything wrong. And I hope that it's something that people will be able to identify themselves and each other in and be able to laugh, but also ask some questions and wonder, why have we been taught things the way we've been taught? Why has history come across to us in the way it has, especially Native American history? And why have we not questioned this sooner?
I think audiences are going to be delighted and moved in their bones by the physical transformation that happens in this space.
I hope the audience members see themselves in the play. I hope the play starts conversations about what they have been told about the beginning of this country and the origins of the Thanksgiving tradition. I hope that the audience is mentally and emotionally flexible enough to call into question all the things that they know or they think they know.